Okay, welcome. 2 nerds and an actor. If we sound weird to people who aren't watching the video, there's a video.
Yeah, there's a video.
Welcome. This is our first video.
This is vodka.
I wish. This is our first video.
Hello.
What's up?
Yes. This is our first video.
We're only awkward now.
Yes.
We're coming to you at 720p. We're pushing it.
I'm with my nerd furies. Mike Santana.
Flurgan, meow, Flurgan.
And France Jerome.
You mean fur ants?
Sure.
I see
or just
what you did there.
Oh, would it just be ants?
Nah, man. He ain't nobody's aunt.
Veers, ants, nobody? All right,
I got I got it.
No, it'd be Rome. Anyway.
And I'm your host, Captain Aisha.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
It sounds like a high rank.
Captain.
It's not. I'm just going to be clear.
I'm just saying.
Captain Aisha.
If we're staying on
Right.
brand here.
Right.
Captain. So this is a special episode because we're going to focus a lot on Captain Marvel. We all just saw the movie. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a little bit of, some other nerd news. But, yeah, really just going to dive into that first female Marvel
I see what
movie
you,
character. That was hard to say
it
for
wasn't
some
Marvel.
reason.
Male.
It wasn't Marvel.
That was weird.
Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I was trying to do, but I understand.
Actor.
So before we get into the meat of that, let's go into some nerd news.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing that I saw on, I think I was reading like Variety. I believe it was Variety. Because that's where I get my stuff now. I read Variety.
Shout out to Variety.
Okay.
That Disney's actually trying to buy Hulu stock. They're trying to take it from Warner Media.
Damn.
Yeah, like because they own a majority share after, well, they will.
They will, yeah.
When the deal is 1,000% finalized, they will with Fox, the purchasing of them, they'll own the majority share, but they want it like all.
They want all of it.
Yeah. I forgot how much the percentage of the streaming market that gives them with Disney Plus and then Hulu. But
the Disney Plus we won't know, but Hulu right now, they have a 60% share in it now, and what Hulu has in terms of the digital space, I would say it's probably right behind whatever Netflix is, like in terms of a second option.
Allowed to do this?
Yeah.
Trump is the president. I can't underscore.
We can't go 5 minutes in on video without mentioning.
Because
we made a pact.
Oh,
I mean,
we did.
We did not make a
your
pact.
man, listen, if your man 45th is out here, anything is possible.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, his whole point is that like
KG
corporations,
hoodie.
they should like own everything.
Well, yeah, they want to own it all so that way they can just call all their own shots.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think anybody's actually that mad about it. You're like, damn it, Disney, but you do good shit.
I mean, will the price stay the same? That's what most people should be worried about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Will they still
I feel like Netflix is gonna go up anyways at some point. Like, I really think
they announced
doing,
that. They announced that already.
Yeah?
They did already. Yeah.
To how much though?
I think like by $1.
Oh, see, they do it by $1, but the next I'm gonna have ads. Like that's how I feel, and then it's like, oh, do you not want ads? Pay $20 a month.
No.
I'm wondering if they're gonna use people's I bet, so we could use our Hulu money to pay Robert Downey Jr. to come back.
What?
Listen,
Is it that direct?
I mean, the concern will be, price for the consumer, but also creatively, Hulu has done some stuff with their productions, like on a lower level than Netflix. But Hulu, I think some Hulu series have been nominated for some stuff, and they've gotten critical acclaim as well as huge.
Whatchamacallit?
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale is on Hulu.
So as long as those shows or shows like that and more down the line are still allowed to be made, I don't have a problem with Disney acquiring all of Hulu. I mean, Hulu, a lot of people have said it should be bigger than what it is.
That's true.
But Netflix right now has the lion's share.
Have we not learned
really
our lesson from Attack on
views.
Titan? Sometimes when you're a smaller, aggressive, hungry company, you can get more done.
Huh?
What?
Because the animation and production company was so tiny that they were able to just kind of like, bing, and now we waiting.
Is that Disney's MO?
Yeah, Disney's not about the bing.
I'm gonna say they're like
Disney's
the opposite
about the bang and the
that.
boom.
They're like, we would like world domination. I'm pretty sure that's what we want.
So
Track record was standing. I see you.
Yeah, Hulu, if it gets that Disney money.
Yeah, they're gonna be good.
Oh,
like good ass shows on all of these
I was
networks.
seeing it like this. Hulu could be their like digital service Miramax. Where Disney Plus will be where they open the vault and you can watch The Little Mermaid in 4K.
Ooh.
But Hulu is where you could go to watch maybe their Marvel Netflix series they'll bring back and put them on Hulu.
Cinemax?
The little more edgier stuff.
Word.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's what they'll do.
Cool.
It'd be smart.
Because I don't think we're gonna see Handmaid's Tale characters at Disneyland. I don't think that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're gonna Disney-fy. They're not gonna Disney-fy all their franchises.
They're gonna change It's a Small World After All into Handmaid's Tale. You like go through the boat and it's like,
please don't.
Word.
it's a river of nightmares. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about, and I know it's past, like the Oscars already happened. They did. But I feel like I'm still a little bit upset about it. And
Reverberations.
Well, because you weren't even that upset when it happened. You were just like, the fuck, really? And this is mainly about what won Best Picture.
Oh shit.
So,
Green Book.
Yeah, like Green Book won. Granted, I never saw the movie, but I do know. Listen.
Good glazing.
What I do know is that it was lies. Like the family talks about how much lies it was. And my man got up there and was like, I just want to thank Vigo. Without Vigo, there is no Green Book. And I was like, motherfucker, Mahershala Ali just won the Oscar for the role in Green Book.
He's right there.
There's no Green Book without Vigo.
There's a lot on the table.
And not even, the movie wasn't even good. I'm just like, really?
Yeah, the Shirley estate was tight. They were upset. During production, they were just like, these things didn't happen. There was a lot of, it's a movie. Granted, it's a movie. But it's based on something extremely like true, like super true. Like the homies was driving together, but it was only for a few months and they stressed it out to make it look a little longer than that.
And apparently he fired him anyways. They were like, you want to know what he did with the driver? He fired him. Like he fired his other drivers. And I was like, damn.
Nick Vallelonga, who was the son of the driver and the son of the actual person who drove Don Shirley around. Right? Yeah.
What was his name? I forget the name of the character. It's a funny one.
Doctor something.
Who? Dr. Don Shirley?
Yeah. No, not the artist, the chauffeur guy.
Nick
he had like
Vallelonga's dad's name, but he has the same last name, Vallelonga.
No, but he had like
That's fun to say.
No, he had like a mafia type name, like the Tape Man or whatever.
Tony?
Yeah, it was like Tony the...
That's my middle name.
I'm telling you. You know what? Whatever. I'm going to look
relax.
It up. Relax. I'll find it and we'll put that in the comments.
Make me R. Kelly relax.
Oh,
good Lord. And
oh God. Sorry, you were saying.
Long story short, a lot of historical falsehoods in there. And more importantly, when they got the award, no one but Mahershala Ali thanked Dr. Don Shirley.
Wow.
I mean, the thing about the movie, from what I understand, the big criticism about it is that, the Academy wanted to portray this whole progressive and racially sensitive and all this type of, vibe with the awards. We talked about how they try to find ways to flex and get Black Panther in there.
Yeah. A lot of people of color won throughout the night, so that was nice.
Yeah. But with Green Book winning Best Picture,
exactly,
it's like a lot of people felt like that movie winning went against this whole because some people feel like the movie Green Book was like, racism from the eyes of a white person.
It was
a feel-good movie mostly for white people. Even though talking about the existence of the Green Book and what that meant for people is very important.
That was important. Yeah.
Not everyone was happy with, the way that the story was told in the film. And so it has nothing to do with the film being a good film or a bad film. Right. It's just that the tone that the Academy seemed that they wanted to be setting took like a big step. It's like they showed up, there were no raisins in any of the dishes they brought to the barbecue.
Exactly.
Except the one.
But then they played, then they brought their playlist, and on there was some songs that you're like,
some Al Jolson.
There you go.
See, but this is how I felt about it. I was like, they like sprinkled in all the wins for people of color. You're like, snap, like Black Panther's winning some good wins. Rami Malek's winning. Like, all these people of color are winning. And you're like,
Spike
this
Lee
is so dope.
won.
Spike Lee finally wins. And then it's like, oh, you can have some, but you can't have it all.
That's the message people got.
And then also, I felt like, the Academy, the voters, they thought that, like, Green Book is a safe win. Because it's like, oh, black people's story, white people can also get down with it. Yeah, Green Book wins. And you're like, no, black people were not down with that.
Right.
You messed up.
Especially not when you serving that irony of another true story served up by Spike Lee that gets beaten by another movie where someone is driven around.
Yeah. He literally got beat by Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
A second time.
Again.
Yep.
Again.
I was just mad he won his first Oscar tonight. I was like, that's not true. And I was like, oh,
so next time Spike Lee's nominated, Fast and the Furious 10 will be out. That will win the Oscar. And then what will
And then you're like,
I know it's a theme.
Then we're going to have to boycott Cars.
You're going to have to make the popular category again.
Don't do that.
What?
Okay, so yeah, that was
then Elon Musk come through and be like, I got y'all. Jetpacks. I like the future.
Next year?
I like the future already.
With jetpacks and Fast and Furious 10?
Winning for Best Picture, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Over Spike Lee joint.
I hope I'm not invited to that one. Like, I'm not in the audience.
Don't put that juju on you.
Yeah, don't do that.
When the Fast and Furious 10 is nominated for Best Picture,
you still making 20 mil. So
there's gonna be a seat filler in my thing, and then they're gonna show my picture when I win. She wasn't here to accept her award.
Listen, Sean Hobbs was able to pull Idris Elba.
Idris motherfucking Elba.
Idris Elba.
I don't
so
understand
like
that.
10, who knows who's gonna be? Morgan Freeman gonna be in there.
That doesn't mean them good movies.
You leave Brixton alone.
Anyways, some good stuff that's coming down the pipeline. I don't want to say pipeline. I don't like that.
Then don't.
It's coming down the
pike.
Red carpet.
What? That's another way to say it. That's a. that was pike. Jeez.
No, Umbrella Academy is gonna have a season 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we didn't think it wouldn't, but
no, but it's just nice that it's official.
Yeah, it's a hell of a cliffhanger.
And it gives some security to the folks that worked on it, so they can know, XL. Because remember, the folks at Punisher and Daredevil
last minute.
Yeah, they were like,
I started the next script, and then they were like, rip it up.
We're really excited. Really excited to take this into season 4. Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
We're good.
And they're like, yeah. They just put it right over there in the shredder.
Yeah, you with the mouse now.
I need firewood.
Who? Oh, my coworker. Shout out to the coworkers. You know who you are.
They're right over there.
They're there. Sent me this like meme or this article or something. It was like, oh, Daredevil had to move to Williamsburg or to somewhere in Brooklyn because the prices are too high in Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Breakfast Nook. Yeah.
He made it too safe.
he had to move his operation to Brooklyn.
When I was a boy, property values were low.
That's right. See, you kick Kingpin on, that's what you get.
He's like, it's not my city anymore.
Yeah, all those bagels and cronuts got blood on the edges now because you took Kingpin out the picture.
Oh, sorry. Wait, what were we talking about? Oh, Umbrella Academy.
Cronuts.
Yeah, we went from Umbrella Academy. I'm happy. Shout out to my niece Tito. She got the monsters watching Umbrella Academy.
What?
I was like, wait, what? And she was like, yeah, they love it. We're up to episode 3. Really good. And I was like, okay.
It's starring like a 13-year-old. So.
Yeah, okay.
Yo, that kid is 15 in real life. His name is Brandon.
Insert name.
I almost remembered it. I'm not good at that.
We'll dub his name.
Next time.
Be like,
yeah. His name is. There we go. We'll get it in post.
Number 5.
Number 5.
He was my favorite.
Number 8.
He was Christian's least favorite. And Raymond's and Ruffin's least favorite.
Wait, why? Because he was like a jerk.
Y'all wildin'.
They didn't like him.
Loved him. And Klaus. Did they like Klaus?
Everyone loves Klaus. And I'm pretty sure that, like...
Yo, if he don't get nominated...
my niece and nephew love him. I'm pretty sure he's their favorite.
I'm in love with him.
Even if they don't understand...
I want to be numb again.
Yeah, even if they don't understand everything he's doing.
Oh, he's drinking iced tea.
That's iced tea.
No, listen. So I was talking to my brother about the show, and I was like,
Shout out to Rafi.
Shout out to Rafi. I was like, people need to believe... Oh, Spoilae for people. Because
Spoilae.
But I was like, people need to believe Klaus. He's like the most important. He hadn't finished it yet. He's like, what the fuck can Klaus do? Oh, he can like talk to the dead. I was like, I was so bad. I was like, listen to him.
I'm glad you didn't spoil things.
I didn't. I was just mad. I like threw my bag on the ground.
You didn't. I was there. I can
and
test it.
Did a ghost pick it up for you?
Yeah. And then I was like, see? Okay. So this is probably one of the most important things we're going to talk about besides Captain Marvel. I know this is like a Captain Marvel
to a very
special.
This is one of the most important things ever.
Yes. The Game of Thrones trailer.
Finally.
Happened. Not a teaser.
No.
It was a full-on trailer.
Full trailer.
The whole team.
Yep.
So, thoughts, feelings.
Mostly hype.
Oh, really?
A lot of hype. Feeling really. I shouldn't be hyped because we still waiting for the Winds of Winter to drop.
Exactly.
We about to get the preamble.
Still waiting for 900 pages.
Did Winter come in the book yet?
No.
Winter ain't even had a tickle yet.
It's
in
just like
book?
Winter ain't even be full play.
Someone I'm dead ass sure somebody felt a breeze.
And like,
it may have been Brienne, and they were just like, huh. It hasn't been this cool before.
White ravens have not flown in the books.
Because in
White ravens.
Yeah, to signify that winter's
here. Yeah.
Yo, my coworker doesn't watch the show, and I was like, yeah. So like, I think like winter's gonna come, and they were like, wait, winter still hasn't come.
Wait a minute. Shout out to people who don't watch Game of Thrones.
I know.
Because the day will come.
Ooh, they're gonna rule this day.
Do.
I don't know.
And you're gonna feel bad you weren't part of the wave.
I don't know.
I'm serious.
Can you
I don't ride many waves, but this one, you don't. This is Star Wars.
Listen, I honestly feel if you don't watch Game of Thrones, like you're never going to. That's how I feel.
Nah, you gonna do it. You gonna do it.
I'm not gonna put it past.
You're gonna do it.
The people I know who haven't watched it, they're never gonna watch it.
Read a book.
They'll come a day.
Maybe they'll read the book.
They're gonna want to see something with dragons in it, and what better dragons than
Which we saw a lot of dragons.
Well, let's talk about the trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer. What do we do? Spoilae for just in case anything we say is correct.
Yeah, like fast forward.
But we saw the trailer. I've seen it several times, and it starts with my favorite character, Arya.
I know.
She's speaking about how she has seen death's many faces and how she's looking forward to seeing this one. But she's saying that confidently, and that's overdubbed scenes of her running.
OD pet.
Running through like.
Yeah, looking panicked. Shook.
I feel like she's running
with blood
from
on her
like
face.
White Walkers.
Well, here's the thing. The vibe I got when I first saw that wasn't fear. The vibe I got was
kind of calculated panic.
When she was running from the waif, setting her up for the trap.
Right.
So that's the feeling I got when I saw that the first time. I was like, I ain't worried about Arya. Like, she's seen
teens.
Like, probably no one else besides Jon has seen the things she's seen.
Right.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like fighting in death and being close to it,
she definitely dressed up as people and then murdered them.
Yeah. She is a practiced killer. So I wasn't worried in that first scene. But I appreciate the tone they were trying to say. They want you to worry because pretty much anybody could get it.
Everybody.
Pretty much. This is it. This is it.
I feel like she's running from someone who she knows is dead and they're back.
But who?
I don't know.
It could be the Hound.
Is he dead? He did die.
Yeah. But him coming back.
Wait, what do you mean? He's not dead. He's in the trailer. He's alive.
He's not dead.
Yeah,
no, he never died.
He never died.
They fought.
No, we said Spoilae already, but he's not dead, and he's in the trailer, alive.
They fought,
with fire.
Oh, that's right.
Fire.
Yeah. He's rocking with Beric Dondarrion.
And then we were like, he can't die anymore. Yeah. That's what we kept prophesizing.
Yeah.
About Beric or about?
No, he's not with Beric Dondarrion. That's Tormund Giantsbane. And Dolorous Ed.
I don't know how you guys remember anybody's names.
By reading books.
I'm sorry.
I can't remember.
Names show up mad times. Mad times.
I get a lot of things wrong.
5 of the characters' names.
Guy with the beard.
All of their faces.
I want to. No. Trailer.
That's what it starts off with. And then we also see some glimpses of Euron's fleet bringing the Golden Company over.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the boys that Cersei hired.
Because she's an idiot.
Well, I mean, it's smart to hire them.
Yeah.
It's just, what do you have them do?
That's what I'm saying. She really thinks she's trying to, like, no one cares about, well, okay, I'm not going to say no one cares about the throne anymore, but there's just bigger shit at stake.
Is Brienne with them?
Yeah, Brienne's at Winterfell. She's
with the golden.
No,
she's with somebody with the ill pullback blonde.
That's the captain of
the Golden Company.
Yeah,
right?
he has a name, but I don't remember his name. Sorry.
Oh.
Wow.
But they have a leader, and I forgot the guy they cast to play him, but he's a tall dude.
Copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
The armor looked fly as hell.
Yeah, I mean, it's better.
There's Cersei looking pensive, mad times.
Cersei got the new shoulder armor.
Facts. You mean
she looked like she knows. You know, she does that face where she smirks because she's like, "I'm gonna win," and I'm like, "You're gonna turn into a White Walker." That's what I really feel.
I don't know if she'll even get that far.
I don't know.
I don't know if she'll survive that long.
She's very short-sighted.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for her to die for so long.
So is Arya. And who's to say that Arya wasn't running through like King's Landing at that point? Maybe she's running from the mountain.
Why would she be?
Could be a flashback.
Why would she be running from the mountain? She wants to kill the mountain.
It could be a y'all do this while I go do that.
She go body Cersei by herself.
She got a list.
She's pretending to be scared.
And no one checks that list as much as her. So if Google had an app.
So they kept showing, the only thing I thought was weird is that they kept showing Sansa just like randomly walking around. You know what I mean? Like it was like dragons and everyone else is having these epic moments. Twice. And then she's like turning a corner like.
They showed her twice.
They showed her looking at the dragons.
And I think
they showed her looking at dragons. Yeah,
I think she was in the crypts with like Varys and the women and children.
Oh, okay.
I think she was in the background there.
Oh, okay.
So they showed her maybe 3 times.
I was just like, what are you doing?
But
everyone else is...
Don't forget the other teaser. They showed like a little 6-second when she first meets Dany. She gives her that look like,
Oh, yeah.
You fucking who now?
Oh, my God. Are they going to find out that they're related?
Oh, yeah.
I think in the trailer we were seeing...
Sam is there, like...
Yeah, he's in the room looking over his shoulder.
But Sam...
Like, have a
Sam
seat,
didn't even know that Sam knows. Because nobody knows who Jon really is.
Sam knows.
No, Sam knows. He got it from the... He went to the Citadel.
Three-eyed.
Yeah, like...
No. The three-eyed Raven told him. Bran told him.
It's a mix of both. I was like, because he reads it in the book. He reads it in the book, and he makes that first connection. He's like, oh, that's interesting.
No, he doesn't read it. What's her name does? The girl that's with, remember, she's like, oh,
yeah, she reads it, but it was an afterthought to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it from that. He gets it from Bran. Bran just tells him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. We were saying how it would be cool if they gave Gilly that. Yeah. If Gilly was the one that planted the seed for him to know that.
Yeah.
But no. They can't even give Gilly that.
She read it out like, la, la, la.
They could have gave a wildling shine, but no.
Not for you, Gilly.
Yeah. But no, he hears it from Bran.
But he knows it's Jon. I feel like he knew a baby.
Nah,
at this point again, he knows everything. So
I mean, what other baby did young Ned Stark come across?
I guess that's true.
Tripped in the forest.
Yeah, it's
he had several of these. Gave some of them away.
I mean, before the Bolton bastard, Jon was pretty much the most popular known bastard in all of Westeros.
It's true.
Because everybody know Ned and what he did.
Do you know what some people say? They say that like Catelyn is gonna come back as a White Walker.
That we're past that.
Yeah,
ship.
DB Weiss and them they already dubbed it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna get that. But
I mean, I don't want that.
There's still a chance we'll get
I wanted that.
No.
Still a chance.
Don't bring back Hodor. My heart can't take it.
I mean, who knows Winterfell better?
No. But you think he would help them out? Like he would be a White Walker that would actually help them?
Who Arya's running from.
His mind is like 2 times over.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't know. We don't know how they exactly make. We've seen him touch a baby face once.
Yeah.
And the eyes turn blue. But we don't know what that
means.
We don't. Does that baby grow into a White Walker now? Is the baby now a White Walker? We don't know.
I think that the babies grow into like, you know how there's like the Night King and then the other White Walkers are just like zombies. Like,
yeah, the whites. The crumbly
ones,
decaying ones.
Right. The ones who can actually walk and talk. Well, no, I don't know if they can talk. Mm-hmm. But the ones who can like.
The ones that
do things.
The ones that react to things.
Yeah, I think that's what the babies turn into. They're like, boop.
Yeah, like when you
now you're functioning.
Those are the ones that have like the ice spears and swords.
Yeah, exactly. And they ride horses.
Right, and the cold follows them. It's not the whites. Those are just the decaying, dying
diplomatic immunity. You can go anywhere. You can drive like a jerk. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last thoughts then.
On the trailer?
Yeah.
My takeaways, like, Cersei, they show her in a moment where her eyes are a little glassy and she has a glass of wine in her hand. And it's like
unrelated.
I thought you was pregnant. What you doing?
Yeah.
So that scene is a little disturbing.
You can have red wine.
They say it's good for your
Don't
heart.
forget, didn't she reject the wine when Tyrion was trying to serve two glasses?
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
That's how he found out. And
like,
then
"Oh, shit."
the other takeaway is we only see Tyrion one time in
Yeah,
the
we
trailer. That was a little bit disturbing because I'm hoping he doesn't get it early or something.
Everyone's gonna die.
And then the last takeaway is, I think, probably the most important moment in the trailer that's teased is when Jon and Dany are approaching Drogon and Rhaegal. And that might be when Dany's like, let's go for a ride.
Let's ride.
Let's go for a ride, Jon. Aegon, whatever the fuck your name is.
Let's see if you got the juice.
Yeah, ride that dragon like I seen you ride things,
oh
Jon.
my god.
You got the juice now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I just like all the dragon scenes.
Oh.
Them coming into Winterfell and like them coming up to the both of them. Every time they show the two of them, I was like, this is disgusting. But
There's one more takeaway, but I'll leave that for after.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
that's what you want.
I'm so ready. Whatever episode it is, where we see Grey Worm saddle up, get armor up,
Oh my god, that was dope.
tongue down Missandei, like whatever moment that is, that's the moment I'm waiting for. Before that, I'm
Oh, you mean like the end of episode 2?
dead ass.
Where you're gonna see them just ready up, but then you gotta wait a week.
Yep. I'm like, I just want the hype. I just want the suit hype. I love the suit hype.
Yeah, there's gonna be some Helm's Deepishness
Helm's
to this. Yeah,
I know there will be. If Battle of the Bastards can exist,
they have
And they exceeded the budget for that.
they have unabashedly advertised the fact that this is the longest filmed battle in cinema history.
the one coming up.
Yes,
Oh
that
my
it took
God.
11 weeks of night shoots to film.
Cinema history.
Yes.
Cinematic
Like movies too.
Yes.
How
history.
much money
They
does
said-
this show have?
I mean, they bought real dragons. You think that was cheap? You think Elon Musk wanted to give those up for nothing?
All of these things make sense.
All right.
Shout out to BD Wong.
What?
He didn't make these.
He didn't make
If
those.
he did,
Uh-huh,
no,
yeah,
I think he
yeah.
made Viserion though. He's always fucking shit up.
Oh,
Keep
Not
him away
perfect
from the lab.
science yet, okay?
Keep BD Wong out of
Still
labs.
experimenting.
He's always the problem.
keep that man in the lab.
He got a taste
life.
for it now.
I don't want to.
PhD.
I don't want him to be without a job, but just don't put him in roles where he's wearing a lab coat.
He does it in Law and Order too. He's like a psychologist.
I bet you all the cases he's been on, they lose.
Oh my God. You don't lose with BD Wong.
He doesn't help them like. Well, I guess he does go
Yeah,
to
he
the
does.
courtroom. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lost a few cases.
Okay, see, he's
He
testifying
evaluates
against
the
Mariska Hargitay.
victims
What
and
happened
stuff.
to this evidence?
No, it doesn't deal with evidence.
It's Velociraptor DNA all over the place.
Getting off topic.
All right,
Dinosaurs.
Sorry,
my bad.
sorry.
Dragons.
Oh yeah, there's one more part, and this, I mean, I didn't do. I don't have the technology, but it was either like New Rock Stars or one of those other people that do like podcasts. They were saying how like in the trailer breakdown, when they show like hooves, like blurry hooves,
Yeah.
if you slow it down, you see not just hooves, you see like furry legs too. So
Like mammoths?
no, like maybe the dire wolves.
Bigfoot? Oh.
No, like Nymeria and them, because in the books,
You think he took them?
No.
No, in the books they all get bodied.
Like no. In the books, we've talked about this before. How Arya's wolf Nymeria,
Yeah, she was like,
she's
I'm out.
been roaming the lands of Westeros with a pack of
Yeah,
other
she's
wild
packed,
dogs,
yeah.
just ransacking towns.
Oh, you're saying they're gonna fight for us?
Yeah, like maybe Nymeria will show up and ghost, and they'll have a bunch of wolves on their side trying to help.
Wait, did they? Do we ever? Forgive me if I can't remember. But did we ever run over the whole six skin thing?
The warging stuff.
Yeah.
Well, no, we've never gone into it, but
isn't that what's his name?
Spoilae. In the books, all of the Starks are basically wargs.
Yeah.
All of them can do that to some extent, where they can kind of have dreams where they're from the perspective of their respective dire wolves.
Yeah.
But it's just that Bran's
Bran
were
is the
always
one.
Extra.
his were VR.
But then John.
Yeah.
But John and Ghost had the AR.
Yeah, they did. John and Ghost had a little bit of that. It was rumored that Rob and Grey Wind did because They fought as one.
That's over.
Yeah.
You know.
Now they're together somewhere else.
Arya because she
on the
was
battlefield.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm saying
Arya because she was abroad when living wild. Nymeria was kind of doing that, and then Sansa was probably very cold because she lost a wolf. So
I know.
you know there was all of those ideas, but that's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah, fucking Joffrey. Anyway.
We could use a Joffrey right now.
Oh my God.
I think we could.
God.
At least his crossbow.
Fuck.
Put some dragon glass on that shit.
Well, needless to say, we're excited. We have theories. I mean,
Hype.
I was actually just scared. It was terrifying.
Throughout the
It was so scary. And then they had the hooves, and I was like, ah! It was scary.
That shot of Jon at the Godswood.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah,
Majestic.
that was really cool.
Looking wild nettish.
They should do something by the tree, butt naked.
Who?
Jon.
Next topic, please.
And who?
I don't know. Who
And
cares?
Dany right before he finds out? I agree. That'd be funny.
No, they just don't find out.
Like, imagine they get married and then he goes to talk to Bran and then Bran's like, oh, by the way,
Oh, my bad. I meant to tell
That's
you.
your auntie.
I couldn't roll down there, no ramps. So what happened was,
Wasn't even accessible. Like, what
that's
the
your
fuck?
auntie. And congratulations on your marriage.
They're not married.
It's the reverse Killmonger.
They're going to have a baby. That's when they're going to find out. After she's like, realizes she's pregnant, then he's going to be like, oh.
Some tough decisions.
Damn.
Let's fight these White Walkers, though.
Yeah, we'll figure this out later.
Let's fight
Later.
over here.
We're going more.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's Marvel time.
Capitan.
El Capitan. We're back. Welcome back. I know that you went and got some hot tea.
We know that?
You know, put a hot towel to your face just to like.
You're at the spa
Get
gotta
calm.
shave.
right now.
In the
Yeah.
1950s.
I'm just saying. You
Like
take a
Klaus
break.
did when his dad. Oh, sorry. We're past Umbrella Academy. I'm sorry.
I was just mad at that though. He was like, "Your full potential, I'm disappearing."
Was he wrong though?
No, but like I want to know more.
That's tough love.
Okay, so before we get into the different cap, let's talk about Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
What
I
they
need
did.
someone to explain to me what's really going on. Why are we putting what's happening? What's happening to Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, people are trolling.
But how? How is this working?
All right.
People are just going on and being like, this fucking shit sucks so that it will splat?
So for people that are not familiar with Rotten Tomatoes, they're a site that aggregates audience and critic scores. And
Hey, I'm on that site.
So
and if a particular movie or TV show gets a certain amount of average ratings, they are either certified fresh, meaning it's good. Majority of people like the thing, like a stamp of approval. Or if they get certified rotten, that means like, ooh, this is trash, it's garbage.
Do you know why that is?
It's a model to give people an idea to be.
No, there's a future. So in the past, in theater, when you didn't like something, you actually came with groceries with tomatoes, and if you didn't like them, you throw them at the stage.
I thought you meant why does Rotten Tomatoes do that, not why it's named Rotten Tomatoes.
No, it's just fun facts.
Yeah, no. In Shakespeare's day, they used to give you oranges because the place stunk, and when you ate them, it smelled good. But if you didn't like the show,
You like,
you could throw them.
"Rah!"
Yeah, you got ammo.
So if you are fresh, it means you kept all your tomatoes. You liked it. You didn't throw anything at the screen.
That's right. So now that everyone is caught up. I'm sorry. Basically, Rotten Tomatoes would do this so that people can have an idea before they went to go see a movie what audience members thought and what critics thought.
Yeah.
Up until Captain Marvel,
Yep.
which has changed the game, they allowed for pretty much anyone to go on there and say that they had seen the movie ahead of time and write their review
like
and
Wikipedia?
incorporate that score into their average.
Right.
So Captain Marvel, it's not the first movie that this has happened to, but let's be clear about that. It's not the first movie this has happened to, but it's probably the movie that it happened to the most, where you had people going up there and putting relatively trollish reviews. So they were dishonest.
Did they see the movie?
No,
they taking jabs.
Okay.
They were just giving it overwhelmingly negative reviews. Some people were saying they were doing it because they wanted to show support for the DC movies. They felt that Marvel movies were getting way more positive press or reviews. Mm-hmm. Some people were doing it because they felt like Captain Marvel was a SWJ agenda type thing, SJW agenda, whatever. And that they didn't like that. They don't like when Marvel does things like that. And so they gave it negative reviews. Other people were just misogynistic and whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. Like I said, this is not the first film this has happened to.
I don't think so, because there was no one really looking for it. I think that it got read. It was looking for Rotten Tomatoes to use against anything else, because DC was already the underdog kind of thing. Nobody was really trying to do that. It's actually historically been happening to representation Marvel films. So Black Panther had it happen, where it had 100%, and somebody literally went on there and smashed it just to bring it down to 99%, and it says that in their review, and I was like, oh, okay, we out here.
So what are they doing to stop that?
So what Rotten Tomatoes has now done is that they no longer incorporate audience scores before a film has been released.
Oh. Okay.
So from now on, if there's a film coming out, you can't just go on there and say, okay, I saw it early, here's my score, here's my review.
Okay.
That I think only maybe critics can do that.
Critics only.
I don't know.
Those are people who been verified as critics.
Yeah, and I don't know what their process is for doing that, but yeah, only
we had to do it for being
only the critics do that. So
you have to be invited, I think.
So that was changed. And I mean, I hear you, friends. I don't know what the case was with Wonder Woman or not. I just that doesn't mean you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know.
They were like, DC movies suck anyways. We don't gotta do it.
with this particular movie, I mean, it got to the point where is it Zachary Levi, the guy that's playing Shazam? He came out because there was a large contingent of people saying they were doing this for the benefit of the DC movie. He was like, "Look, it's not a competition." And shout out to him for doing that. He didn't have to do that, but he came out.
Movie creators, too. He's like, people made these movies.
He's like, it's not a competition. I think at that point he probably had seen Captain Marvel and said it was good, and he liked it, and he was showing solidarity for the actors and the folks that went into making that film.
Damn.
A couple of folks went out on their Twitter and did that today. Yeah. Patty Jenkins, who directed Wonder Woman, did the same thing.
Right.
Yep.
She was, and went so far as to say, see both. They're completely different movies.
Yeah,
But they're both really uplifting voices that don't get the youth and women who don't get enough of their voice out there. And she's like, they're both really dope movies. Just to see all the movies.
Yeah.
Right. Go see all the movies.
Yeah, simple principle. You don't have to shit on something to praise something else.
Word.
You don't have to break something down to build something else up. You
really
don't have to do that.
They don't need it. They got money.
So that's a good segue to our no spoilers ratings of Captain Marvel. So if you're thinking about it, like, do I want to see the movie? Maybe do I want to wait till it's streaming? We can tell you now what you should do, and you should listen to us.
Because we're on video.
We're on video now. Look how beautiful we are.
You have to listen to us now. You're seeing us say it.
Yeah.
So
obviously we're real now.
Never prior, not for 3 years.
We were just voices in your head.
We were just cartoons before.
Exactly.
Just 2D.
Smirk.
All right, so I'm going to go in second. Someone else should go first.
Wow. That was the double Dutch of the century.
So brave of you.
So awesome.
So brave.
I'm the captain
now.
France, go first.
All right.
It's because you were the loudest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you went.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
And no rating.
And no rating.
No spoilers.
No rating.
Until I'm done talking about.
Yeah, you talk about
I usually
it.
come in first. Like I gave it a 7.79.
All right.
From the romaine. Anyway.
Talk about.
Let's see. It was a movie.
Oh my god. I hate when y'all start like this. I hate it when y'all start like this. Go ahead.
Because it hit all the points it needed to hit. There's some randomly good chemistry between Samuel Jackson
I feel like
and Brie
Fran's
Larson.
doing an ESPN review of this.
It's a good way to stay in shape. What?
It's like, he had some good plays. He brought the
That's
ball.
how I feel. Yo, listen.
They definitely suited up and showed up to the game.
It was it didn't do anything spectacular for me at all. Even the special effects for stuff I've seen before. It was like it was cool. It was a cool movie. It seemed like a really fly setup to a bunch of other things that are going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And I learned in this movie we have to protect black women superheroes at all costs.
Oh.
I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm excited for the movie.
This is not, no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. I was like, but
That's no spoiler. Huh?
But it does open the door for some really cool stuff. That's what this movie did for me. Open doors to cool things.
Okay, this is why I'm going second. I don't want to be like the Debbie.
And I didn't even rate it.
I love how she says this so often. We need a new name.
If I go second, then like it's,
you're sandwiched in between whatever we might say. All right.
So, let's just talk about how I'm always judgmental. I was not excited about this movie. I don't know a lot about the characters, so I can't be that like super, super judgmental. Mm-hmm. I do like Brie Larson. I just didn't think she should have been cast. So blah blah blah. Previously on 2Nerds.
The anime flashback montage.
Exactly. That was just keeping up to speed.
Naruto flutes.
So I saw the movie, and I thought, yeah, okay, yeah, this is.
You agree with France? It was a movie.
It was a movie.
This is a film.
It's a movie that happened, and I understand its necessity. I think that's what it is. Mm-hmm. I understand what it wanted to do. I think it did it. It was empowering, but I think it was more empowering for those young kids who really are excited. It was like,
yeah.
It was that classic lady. Oh, because I said this to my coworker. I was like, yeah. She was like, so it's kind of like a chick flick, and I was like, yes, it's like a new age chick flick, because the new age chick flicks are about when you're knocked down, you keep getting up, and you're powerful, and I'm lady. Yes.
So I hear Sylvester Stallone's voice in my head.
Yeah, you keep getting knocked up. Yeah.
That's how
wait, I definitely
done.
said keep getting knocked. Anyway, that was terrible. Good God.
That was really bad.
That was great.
Wait,
so not like that, but like
there.
where you keep getting up, and it's about empowerment for ladies.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the movie did that and gave us an origin story.
Okay.
Pep talks.
Mad pep talks.
There were
Flash level pep talks.
Okay. Non-spoiler review. I enjoyed the movie. It's not my favorite Marvel movie by far. It's not.
No.
It's better than, to me. It had more to do probably than any other Marvel movie had to do.
Facts though. Facts.
I'll lay those out in the spoiler part. But
yeah,
it's a busy movie. There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
The focus should be Captain Marvel. It's not always on her. Her performance in the role is a little tough because I do know the character from the comics.
Right.
And I would say this. In the parts where it was accurate, it's to a fault. Because the characters in the comics is a hard sell.
Right.
And so it's
I'm
not spoiling the movie, but in the comic books, whenever they say, "Oh, and Captain Marvel's going to join us," this is the reaction of other heroes in the room. It's a groan.
Yeah.
Like they know what she can do. She's powerful. But she's not easy to work with.
No,
I did.
She's a hard ass.
Someone did tell me, they were like, she's like a jerk.
Yeah. So like, if you tell Spider-Man, all right, we're going to this fight on this planet, and we bring in Deadpool, he's like, what? He's crazy. We bring in Logan. Oh man, he's gonna try to cut me. Bring Captain Marvel. Okay.
Can I get on the next one?
He's like, all right, like we'll win. We're gonna win, but damn, I can't make all my jokes. I can't get all my jokes off. Like that's how he's gonna feel. So it's like the character's not the most likable person as it is. This movie makes a lot of attempts at getting you to like her.
Yes.
There's a lot of humor.
Ugh.
France, non-spoiler.
We're not doing a good job right here.
There's a lot of humor in it sprinkled throughout. The makeup effects are cool. None of the special effects were bad. And it sets you up for,
disagrees.
sets you up for a bunch of other things in the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Obviously, we've gone as far as we can go without spoiling. That's
not
what
really.
we like trailing now. We're like trailing off.
Well, before we go on, before we get to Spoilae, we can at least now kind of say, do we think people should go watch it?
Definitely.
Yes.
I think you should go watch it.
Yes.
Do I feel like you have to watch it
again
in the theaters or again? No, I don't.
You don't need to see it twice.
You don't need to see it twice. There are 2 post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
One in the middle and one at the very, very end.
The one in the middle comes real fast, I feel like. You're like,
and the one in the middle is the important one, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But there are 2, just in case you want to know.
We're on the record for that.
And we all agree you should go see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't need to see it twice. Mm-hmm. And you can wait to see it at home. You don't have to see it in the theater, in my opinion. Just see it before. Yeah. Definitely watch it before Endgame.
Oh, yeah, which means you'd have to go to the theater then.
No.
What?
Sometimes.
Endgame is coming out like
there are means, Aisha.
Ways and means.
There are means. But yeah, that's the non-spoiler take. Now we can get to the spoiler take.
Wait, do we want to give our reviews first?
Ratings?
How many gooses?
Well, no, that's what we just did. We said, should they go or not? We'll give more detail with numbers later.
Okay. All right.
How about that? Because if we give them a number,
it tells too much.
It might tell too much.
You're right. That's Spoilae right there.
We got to keep you from that.
That's true.
You don't want that.
If you want to spoil it for yourself, fast forward to when we give numbers.
Yeah, the tags will be down. The timestone that.
That's how he hears it when he's editing it.
It actually is. For the love of God.
That's so well.
Yeah, that's what you're going to hear really fast.
All right. So now Spoilae.
Heavy.
Spoilae.
Yes.
Scrolls.
Everyone was a Skrull.
Everybody's a Skrull.
Everybody.
All right, I'll go first now.
Oh, you chomping at the bit.
I'm gonna go
Do
first.
it.
Okay. 1, I thought again it was a solid movie. I'm like, okay, I see where we're going with this, with that. Mm-hmm. I very much disliked the whole Skrull story, actually.
Really?
Not disliked. Let me say not disliked. I liked it. I think it was a good story. It was interesting to make it like that. But I watched the cartoon movies, and stuff like that. And I remember the Skrulls being fucking evil. They were bad guys, and it was really interesting. They took over, and it was like you didn't know who, and like. So I liked that. I'm not saying that it was a bad. What they ended up doing. I'm not saying it was bad, but I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing here.
Okay.
And
I feel like
I'm listening.
Senate hearing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm listening.
I think that
it's International Women's Day. I've been listening more today than any other.
It's like Women's Month, Women's History Month. Anyways, the whole month, guys. Anyways, and then the whole Brie Larson was okay. She was fine. I still think someone else could have done it.
I think not almost.
Oh, wow.
I'm watching her do this, and I'm like, she did fine.
She did fine. Yeah.
I think she did what she was directed to do.
Yeah,
certainly.
But I couldn't help but wonder what Emily Blunt could have done in the role.
Ooh, girl.
That's the first person I thought of, when they first did it.
That was the rumored person they wanted.
They went to her, but I think she was doing Mary Poppins.
Oh, which is also great.
Wrong Disney movie.
Because I think of Emily Blunt in, what was it?
The one with Tom Cruise.
Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow.
They're doing a part 2 of that.
No.
Day After Tomorrow. Tomorrow Never Comes.
No More Tomorrow.
Something tomorrow.
The Day After Tomorrow Never Comes.
Damn, that sucks.
The Coming of Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Today.
In Extremity, but that movie, she was.
They announced a part 2 of whatever that movie is.
Yes,
by the way.
But she was Carol Danvers
in that movie.
Straight up, like a straight up Air Force pilot that was whooping people's ass.
Yes.
But can we talk about the moment? My name is Carol.
I was like, yo.
We laughed.
We laughed
so loud.
Aloud.
Yeah.
No one else laughed.
People laughed in the movie theater too.
Yo, no one laughed in our theater.
That was the
how
can I
you
speak to
not
your
laughing?
manager moment of the movie.
That's the I'm gonna call the police.
Carol.
And then I'm gonna call the manager. Can I speak to the police manager? It was all of it.
I didn't give it that much. All right.
It was too much. It was like, my name is Carol.
I was like, really? Why
From Human Resources?
Are you yelling this?
I mean, it ain't verse.
It didn't make sense.
Veers. It wasn't even
Veers.
Fuck Anyway.
Years.
But yeah, that was... Oof. And then like the talk between her and the best friend, like her not knowing the memories, and then I get it. It's like it's an origin story. So you're not going to be like, wowed. It's like, we got to know who you are. And the part where I don't even know why this pep talk happened. When they were outside on the plantation, for some reason, we were on a plantation.
They were in Louisiana.
That was not a plantation.
Oh, yes, it was.
Where the friend lived?
Maria lived?
Hell no.
Yeah, she bought back some plantation land.
Good for her.
That's powerful, but
Good
still.
for her. But when she was like, what did she say? I forget what she said. And then she was like, listen, like, you're the strongest person I know. And it was like that whole monologue.
Oh, my God.
And I was like,
I rolled my eyes.
And then I was like, and then they kiss. And then they
kiss. I kept wondering if they were going to go there. See,
they hugged. And I was like,
our Spoilae reviews are much more sloppy and together, hands in the kitchen. It is. If I may. Interject something. I was kind of rooting. I was like, just make them a lesbian couple.
Please.
Just
it
do
made
that.
more sense.
Just, you want to go there, go there. Because if this movie felt, like I said earlier in the non-spoiler review, and we all agreed, this movie had to do a lot.
Yeah.
It had to be an origin story for Captain Marvel, which, if you keep in mind, all the major characters from before, besides Doctor Strange, he kind of had to do a dolo. But like with Black Panther and Spider-Man, and to a large, other characters, they hinted at them or kind of introduced them. They buffered them.
Yeah.
Their origins, so that when they got their own film, that's out of the way and you can just get into the story. So this movie had to be an origin. This movie also had to set up fucking Endgame.
Yeah.
This movie had to...
Most importantly.
Yeah, this movie had to, in some way, explain origins of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
This movie had to explain the Kree-Skrull War.
Right.
And the Kree beef that they talked
well.
about, the Kree as an empire that they were hinting at since Guardians.
And Ronan was there.
Before, actually, since Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So... this movie had to do all those things, and on top of that, it had to be Marvel's, feminist movie and all that stuff. It's a lot of people, it's answer to Wonder Woman. It had to do all those things. I felt like it did all those things, but it didn't do all of them or any of them well. And the one that I felt like,
so it was the
one that I felt like fell the flattest. Doesn't mean it wasn't empowering, because I told my niece, hey, take your daughter to see it. She'll like it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they said you would like it as a grown woman, but she would, the kid would.
Yeah.
Is the feminism part. Like they, in the trailer, the best part of this movie was intended to be when she breaks out of the bonds, the AI thing.
Oh, yeah.
And she sees that montage of herself getting up and getting up and getting up.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the emotional part of this movie. Because other than that, the emotional burden of acting and conveying that was on the friend.
Yeah.
And on the guy that played the head scroll, Talos.
Oh, yeah.
Between those two, they had the bulk of the acting job.
I loved him. He was
hilarious. He was my favorite part of this, and that's why I was kind of surprised that you said the Skrulls were a negative for you, because for me that was the one and only surprise.
Story.
Because the Skrull, look, in the comics, the Krees and the Skrulls have always been fighting.
Yeah.
But in the MCU, it's not like the Krees have been, like the good guys.
Yeah, but
all
that's
the
fine.
time.
Like, they can both be bad guys, but I felt like they made the Skrulls specifically victims. And I was like, wait a minute.
Well, I mean, he did say my hands are dirty too.
I think there's going to be room for like a little switcheroo action where we're going to see the moral ambiguity of the whole war. But this was hella one-sided. And I didn't like that.
It made it seem like, the Krees are more bad. Like, they're the bad
which
ones.
I think may have been another cross-agenda situation. Because where they make the Jude Law's blonde hair, green-eyed character the bad guy, the more humanoid-looking one the bad guy, and the Skrull person the DK victim / good guy.
They're like...
But I'm used to seeing the Kree go.
They're refugees.
I'm used to see they're both duplicitous and notorious bastards, and they're fighting each other. And every hero that steps in has like carte blanche to just be like, fuck both of y'all.
But I think that they did a good job if they ever do want to set up a Super Skrull fight or a Skrull Queen storyline or even a Secret Invasion type storyline. They did set it up so that as a moviegoer with none of the knowledge of the comics, it would matter now if let's say 10 movies from now somebody was killed and they turn into a Skrull.
Right, yeah.
Then now it would matter for a moviegoer because you're like, wait, I thought they were good. What happened?
Yeah.
It would feel like a betrayal. It would feel heavy.
If that's what they're going for, then they're being super smart because that's Feige right there.
But I also think
the timeline.
But I also think that, because Marvel does do this, I do think that they wanted to portray the Skrulls as refugees, and Marvel's take on the best way to handle that as a hero,
right?
Because of the current climate that we're in right now.
Exactly.
In America.
I was like, are these like Palestinians and Israelis
or Syrians?
Or Syrians.
Syrians.
Everything.
I think that's why Marvel chose to portray the story that way.
Yeah.
For me, though, I'm okay with them making the war not so black and white, because they could have just played it straight and say the Krees are the good guys, the Skrulls are the bad guys, and done that. And a lot of comic book goers would have been like, yeah, okay, that sounds about right. Yeah. But the Kree,
is that the MCU take on it?
Not the MCU take.
I mean, is that the comic take on it?
The comic take is usually the Kree, like Marvel was a hero. He wasn't a villain in his origin.
No, he wasn't, but
you know what I'm saying? My point is the Kree are often portrayed more positively than the Skrulls are.
Right, because they look humanoid and all that stuff. Yeah.
So, but they're not.
I feel we're talking Israelis and Palestinians.
Well, there was no. Listen, that was probably an allegory
at the time. It probably
at the time when they came up with this stuff in Marvel, the civil rights movement, X-Men, stuff like that. Yeah, this might have been because they're fighting over a homeworld, which is Earth.
Exactly. I'm like,
so it could very well be an allegory for that.
Someone's got a little more privilege than the other ones.
I didn't like how they played. They kind of much destroyed the legend of Nick Fury.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
He just was not only was he not badass here.
He was like,
no, he wasn't.
was like new.
Although he was a little resourceful.
Yeah.
But at this point, he was already like a general in the armed forces, and then came back down to start doing stuff as a SHIELD agent.
Yeah.
But he was resourceful. Yeah. But it was just like, it was like he almost threw his back out throwing that gun.
Yeah, I hear what you mean.
True.
It was just, I was like,
funny.
And then the cat scratched eye missing thing. I'm like,
do you really think that's how he loses his eye?
I mean, that's what the MC
that's
take
what
is.
They're
that
saying.
He got scratched by a flurgan. Wasn't a regular cat.
How would it happen in the comics? Does anyone know?
No,
I'm pretty sure it wasn't flurgan. Shout out to Goose.
I know.
Well, this is my take on it, friends. I hear what you're saying. He was very goofy and he was singing,
very aloof.
That very aloof. Scene, because but by the end of it, he's taking the tone of when he's writing up the proposal for what he knows they have to do. This is the impression I got from the movie. He was bored. He had joined SHIELD, and SHIELD was
chill zone.
Yeah,
they didn't know what they were doing.
Much.
What are we protecting against? He didn't have an understanding of the scope and scale, really, of the threats that the Earth faces.
Right.
So I think that he was kind of aloof and funny, because he did not have an understanding of what the stakes were.
And this took the innocence from him.
Oh, totally. Right. And once he met Carol and saw that one of our own can somehow be out there doing things that I can't even fathom.
Right.
His tone, that's when he starts wearing the black leather jacket. That's when he's no fuck around. Yeah. And I think that Coulson, even though Coulson was new, he must have known, because he's a fanboy, people. He knew Nick Fury's files. That's why he probably let it rock in the stairwell. Mm-hmm. And it ain't a Marvel story if it ain't in the stairwell, right? I mean, there's always, and he let that rock, and then that's why later he has his loyalty. So I kind of am glad that we saw this part of Nick Fury a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I just
I want to see him in his prime badass on missions? Yes, he mentioned Budapest.
Never gonna see
again.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Let me see Nick Fury in Budapest.
Getting it in with Black Widow.
When we see Black Widow's movie
with Nick Fury in Budapest,
that's what I'm saying. That's what we're gonna see.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be there. So, but the character that stole it from me was the guy, Talos.
the Skrull.
Ben Mendelsohn.
He did his thing.
He was great.
I'd never seen that take on it. His accent is really good. I still haven't been able to determine whether or not he's American or not.
What do you mean, the actor?
Yeah. Because I have looked, I could just go look on IMDb and have it all good. So I saw Robin Hood.
Just like Scully.
But I saw Robin Hood and I'm like, oh, that's a good accent. And then you see him as Director Krennic in
doing it. I'm gonna look it up.
In the Rogue Story. You're like, oh. And then you see him as Daggett.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
There he is. Mendel.
What are you?
Wow, his name is spelled in not a way that I thought. The end is SOHN.
Oh, he's not American.
Okay, known for playing villains.
Where's he from?
I'm trying to look. My God. Oh.
This is what we be.
Melbourne, Australia.
Fucking Australians,
I
man.
knew, but I didn't want to say
They
it.
are
You
perfect
did.
at
I
accents.
did know. I did. I swear.
I didn't know. I didn't have no idea he was Australian.
Yep.
That's epic.
His accent was perfect for that role. It was hilarious.
It was.
His science guy when.
Yeah.
It's your best man.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's like, "Fuck you want me to do?" They
That's
tell him
awesome.
he turned to a filing cabinet. He's like,
That whole scene was wild.
Why would I need?
let's talk about the humor. Let's talk about the humor, because when I brought it up, you guys like kind of groaned.
It fell flat as hell for me.
All of it though.
A good chunk of
Scroll stuff was really funny. Like him and his lines, they were natural. They're funny. I think some of the other comedy that happened were like it was on purpose and it was trying and like it was still funny, but I wasn't like.
Well, they had Carol with the one-liners here and there.
Yeah, I wasn't down.
I wasn't feeling all of those.
No.
I wasn't feeling all of those. Like I was saying before about the character, she really is a hard ass, and she's not really the type for joking around.
Yeah,
I can see them
one-liners.
trying
She's very
to do
serious.
that.
Her one-liners don't come from her humor. They come from gallows humor. So when something really difficult is happening, she'll say some really dope, fly, hardcore shit. And you're like, oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I want to fight beside her.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like the ride to the fight.
Nah, I'm good. Strap me to the top.
I mean, maybe they're gonna pull that out a
You
little
can fly,
bit
go
more.
outside.
But I think they like made her more blank. It was like, this is your beginning, so we can't really be
it couldn't
badass
get
and
more
whatever because one, she doesn't have all her memories.
Blanca.
So
Nah, but that's the thing. Like this movie was what, 2 hours?
Maybe.
I don't even know.
I think it would have benefited a little bit if in the flashbacks they show more of the comic book stuff where it's because she has brothers and she had a hard ass dad.
Yeah.
Whose expectations for her she perceived as being very low.
Yes.
But he was really pushing her because he knew she had more potential than even her brothers.
They showed that one part where he was like,
Which
you
honestly
shouldn't be driving or whatever.
That's the fun of cutting room floor.
Yeah.
The little girl who played her, I think, getting out of the go-kart. Yo, she's
With the
a
bloody
badass.
lip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out who that is. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
No, I love that little girl.
And speaking of the little girl, the best friend's daughter, who's giving me that Riri vibe.
Oh, Monica.
It's
Monica. She was great. That was a
Tell
good.
them what
She
you
was
were
great.
thinking.
I liked her.
He
I liked her a lot.
I liked her, and that's part of it hurt my feelings to like her so much because they made to do this whole thing with Maria Rambeau and Monica Rambeau, but Monica is actually Spectrum in the comic books. Who's her own superhero to her own right and was Captain Marvel before Carol was. Mm-hmm. So as a comic guy, I was just like, why didn't they just make them the same age?
Yeah.
And have them have this like rivalry, something. If you want to go goose, bet. Let's really have a Top Gun situation and have these two pilots who are like pushing each other to be better. And like that was cool. And I wasn't really feeling Maria's school bus vibe. Like she looked like a school bus driver as opposed to a fighter pilot.
I mean, she did the thing in the ship, but
case in point, but that hair, I was just like, what is happening?
Oh,
here?
damn. I mean, maybe she was still mourning France.
Maybe, but those are the parts of the humor that fell flat for me, with kind of the quasi-ethnic humor. I was just like,
I mean, any semblance of Carol's humanity was found in those two. Was in that mother-daughter. And that's another thing that was strange for me. And again, it might have been just direction. In a movie with so many aliens, the person and the character that felt most alien was Carol.
I think they did that on purpose.
Kind of sucks.
But it allows her to fit in that world out there.
Yeah, I think they did it on purpose. It makes you relate more with being like an outsider, but still being able to like be the most powerful or whatever.
I mean, fair or not, this movie is going to be compared to Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like they had the kind of fish out of water, vibe. Not to make a Splash reference, but they had that as one of the themes. But I felt like that movie did it a little bit better than this one did. In that sense.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I felt the fish out of water part, like the moments where she was pointing out the things that didn't make sense to her about our society, war, how things are done, just courtesies, whatever. Those little things. The way that she reacted to him was more relatable and likable than the way that Carol was reacting to some of those same things, when she returned to Earth.
Yeah.
Because they hinted at something she was doing before she left.
It's the difference between a warrior and a soldier.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm turning the mic.
I know. Between a warrior and a soldier, and that's something I think that's what comes through.
That's a good point.
I also think it's a lot about they're supposed to be the ones who like don't know anything about who their real potential is. Mm-hmm. And for Wonder Woman, it was like, you're a freaking god killer.
You're a god yourself.
You're a god killer.
You're a god. You got
where
himself.
It was like,
Young Denny.
I think the more of the idea for Captain Marvel was like the believing in yourself, even if you know you don't know what it is. It's like believe in your power.
Right.
You know, which made it a little more watered down, I guess, than Wonder Woman because it was like once she found out what her power was, it was like, okay.
The scene with her and the Monica doing the suit, that was cute.
That was
that neon joint should have went. They should have went for that.
Come on!
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But one of the like I said, this movie was doing a lot. It didn't like do anything particularly well. So what I found the most enjoyment in was the question I had going into it was like, okay, so how powerful is she going to be?
That's what I want to know.
And by the end of this,
he call Marvel?
At the end of this movie, I can clearly see why.
They give you some inkling about that when
okay, so Thor, after he put together Stormbreaker or whatever the hell it's called, he came down and handled,
Thanos
some things, and he did, chop Thanos, and he could have killed him. True, but he wasn't doing that in space against a fleet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he can't, but we haven't seen him do that. And he needed his weapon to do what we saw him doing. She is the weapon.
Well, I have a question.
She's clearly the strongest person on the roster.
Well,
right
you
now.
know how it was like, what's her name? Her Lars, or what was her? Lawson. That she built this engine.
Annette Bening. Shout out to Annette Bening.
Yeah,
I thought she did well.
Good twist.
Great, yeah.
Good twist. I thought she did well in the role.
But then, so she shoots it, and it's like, is that how she gets her power in the comics?
No.
And
partially.
Am I supposed to feel like that's a really big deal?
Partially, and you're supposed to think it's a big deal to an extent. Like in the comic books, first of all, they really fly idea that I'm hoping Kelly Sue DeConnick, who wrote the most recent iconic Captain Marvel's storyline has done, but I feel like she would have gave them this idea was that Marvel was a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a fly gender switch, but then they melded that Marvel character with an actual character that taught Carol how to maneuver in the Air Force, which was another retired female pilot, an elder. So they melded those two characters together.
That's pretty cool.
In the comic books,
although we could have hired another lady.
In the comic books, she's running with Marvel. Marvel's a dude. He's a rogue agent out of the Kree army, whatever cases he's doing.
Think of like a Green Lantern guy patrolling.
Look, he's kind of like a cop.
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
They are protecting a machine that's supposed to do something that is supposed to turn the tide of that war.
Right.
It explodes, and he's in front of her.
Yeah,
it goes through him, takes his DNA,
transfers it to her.
Gives it to her.
Right. I like that better.
And then she becomes Ms. Marvel.
That's because in this she gets hit with the blast of the engine, and then her blood turns blue, like the Kree's blood.
No, her blood turned blue because he gave her a blood transfusion.
No. The blood blue thing is a memory that we get through the scroll part, because whenever you redo it again, her blood is red.
Oh, okay.
It was an illusion that her blood was blue.
Oh. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm saying in the end though, when he was like trying to figure out if that was really her, he was like, and like whose blood is going through your veins,
right.
And he couldn't remember, and he was like, it's my blood.
Right.
He gave her a transfusion, so now she has blue blood because her blood is Kree.
Yeah, but the reason why she could accept Kree blood
is because
when that hit her, her blood turned her kind of
into more Kree.
Yeah,
it's supposed to
change her
Kree.
DNA.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, but that goes into what I think they're gonna do when it comes to introducing mutants. Because so Tesseract, which is essentially the Space Stone, the Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
Energy from that gave her those powers.
Yeah.
So I think that once they take out Thanos, maybe they'll destroy the gauntlet and destroy all the stones.
So she is part of a stone almost.
Well, a stone is what was the catalyst for her getting those powers. Mm-hmm. And we saw the Mind Stone being used to unleash the powers of Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch. But you're right, Vision. So what I'm thinking is that once maybe the stones get destroyed and the energy released from that, and
like goes in,
and because time is involved, reality is involved, space is involved. I think that the energy blast from that might transcend space and time, and we might get mutants throughout history even. So like you
might rewrite history,
so we can still get apocalypse.
They're gonna retcon the movies.
Yes,
because
like I think that's the only way to explain it.
Any Marvel person is listening to this, we gave her some good ideas.
That's the only with this. After I saw that happen to her, I'm like, oh,
it's possible.
They're doing it again with stones. I was like, then that's probably how we're gonna get all these mutants. Because
possibly.
For some reason, I was like, what if Ant-Man is the one who has the time power now?
Well, like permanently? Well, he always has the quantum realm. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
He doesn't need the stone. He doesn't need the stone.
He kind of doesn't. He can
That's
harness
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
The biggest caveat I took from this movie, and I'll try to be brief about it. The very end.
Not the end credits. We're not talking about that yet.
Talking about the very end of the actual movie, the runtime of the movie, and bloody hell. Oh yeah, so she's escorting the Skrulls to a new planet.
Yeah.
And flies light speed.
She does.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They go through a wormhole.
They go through. Like I thought she took them. Like let's all go.
Light speed.
Or what seems to be light speed.
The engine was a light speed engine.
Yeah. So it's Star Trek Discovery.
My first thought was, if she can fly light speed, which in the comics she cannot fly light speed.
You sure? She could probably fly faster than it. She's a cosmic being. She could probably fly faster than light.
There are no instances in the story where she's had to fly faster.
I will ask Rob from Comics Explain.
Yes, I will check. I will check with.
I will defer to the 2Nerds.
The only time I can think that would happen is somewhere in the Ultimates while she's messing with Blue Marvel.
All right, but anyway,
your
point.
If that's the case, Homegirl, all she really got to do is fly really fast at Thanos, and that's Endgame. Ha.
I mean, Thanos. What? Listen, we're going by comic logic and science.
We need to bring our friends back first.
Thanos has the reaction time for light speed.
With the gauntlet.
Even without the gauntlet. If we're going by comic logic and science.
No, I'm saying we're not. Because she's flying light speed. In the movie, then
what I'm saying,
and Thor hit her with a hammer.
You're saying she's going to do a Star Wars. She's going to light speed through the ship.
She can essentially light speed through him.
Well, Thor hit him with a hammer, but he probably didn't know that the hammer was going to be able to go through the beam.
He don't know her neither.
Well, no.
He might know of her, actually.
That's what I was going to say. They probably do know of each other.
Yeah, the 90s.
At least in rumor.
And then the conversation that Ronan had with them, obviously there is a knowing there.
Yeah.
So one little fun thing that we were saying afterwards, that we were like, we think that he's like, what do we think? We think, or he thought that Nick Fury at the end when he disappears, is not really Nick Fury. That he's actually the Skrull guy.
That is Talos.
Because he was like, what form are you going to take? He's like, I like being your boss. He's like, you can't be my boss. And then there was that time where Nick Fury was just like disappeared for a little while.
So you don't think Nick Fury disappeared?
No, we think he's still around. Because we were like, why did he call Marvel? But it does make sense if the Skrull guy was like, paging Captain Marvel.
The only thing that led to me to that was there was this very intentional camera moment. Mm-hmm. And if it's not what I think it is, then it becomes super corny. But he goes to pick Talos up and they grab hands. And the camera was like focused on that, and I was like, all right, so either he can now turn into you.
No. I didn't get that vibe.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. So then it's just a corny, look at us, we're together. Like that, then it's corny. But if I was like, damn, it would be fly if that ended up being Talos instead.
And then Fury comes back like, blah, I'm here to help.
What do you think they switched at that time? Like I don't know.
Yeah, when Nick Fury was gone for a little while, he was like, "You can take my place."
First of all,
that would be cool, but
first of all, the last moment. Remember the last moment between Carol and Nick. Nick is singing songs that his aunt used to play. That's something Talos couldn't do.
No. We're not saying right away. I'm saying, in the actual time of movies, like let's say after
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Is that when he disappears? No, Civil War. When it was like he had to like basically go into hiding because
Shield was going who's he down. Lifting up that you saying this at?
No, he picks up Talos off the ground.
Yeah,
in Captain Marvel,
and they do a focus on their hands. And
I'm saying between the 90s and then when he disappears at the end of Infinity War, he's not Nick Fury. He's a Skrull.
Is Talos another contingency plan that Nick has in place.
I don't think so. Because Nick, the whole point of that mission...
The end credit scene is the only reason why...
That too, but also the whole point of the mission was to reunite Talos with his people and his family.
That's true.
So why would Talos agree to do that?
He needed a way mission. His hands. He's like, listen, my hands not as dirty as they used to be. I need to get a little filthy. Come on.
I don't know.
But I guess it also doesn't make sense because you can't control who disappears. What if they both disappeared?
Like, I mean, true. That's true. Mathematically, yeah.
Oh shit!
But speaking, you got me thinking too. Like, parenthetical, come back to that. The whole she can fly light speed, whatever, blah.
Right.
I mean, fucking Doctor Strange could chop off. It wasn't even Doctor Strange. It was the other guy. Wong chopped off Brolic dude's hand using the ring thing. Do that to Thanos' fucking head. You know, but come on, it's comic book logic.
Did it to his hand.
She's not gonna just fly light speed through Thanos. That's boring.
No, that would be whack ending.
Thanos is gonna get in the ring with Steve Rogers and have a bare knuckle fist fight, a pugilist.
And Steve Rogers is going to die.
What? Nah, man, it's gonna transcend time. You know, Peggy's gonna be in the stands. He ain't losing with Peggy in the stands.
If Peggy's in the stands, he's already dead.
Damn.
This is his mind. He's in heaven now.
You just mad Vision gray.
One last dance.
I'm just saying.
You just mad Vision monochrome.
I saw the news when it was like rap on Cap. I was like, oh, he dead.
Rap battle. Cap could throw bars at him. I mean, we gotta see.
All right. So now let's do a rating.
The ratings.
How many gooses?
Oh,
as in,
how many geese?
What are they?
How many?
Flurgan? What are they called?
Flurgans, yeah.
Flurgans. I made that up. But
Might be flirkin.
Flurkin.
Flirkin.
How many flurkins? He was like, "What's a cat?" It was funny.
His reactions to that were hilarious. He was funny. I'm sorry. He was funny.
He was like more funny with prosthetics on. Like he could finally be himself or something. Yes. I was like, who is this guy?
He was funny.
I couldn't tell it was him. He's like, no, that's him. That's him. I was like,
I'm gonna put my foot where it don't belong. Am I supposed to guess where that is exactly? That was great. Yes. Like I love that part. He was funny. I want more Talos.
Yeah. I would see it again.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah, I want more Skrull. I want a Skrull family.
I love the Skrull story.
I want the fresh Skrull of Bel-Air.
Okay. Ratings. Flurgans, cats, whatever. Geeses.
This is a story. Anyway, not trying to get sued.
What did she say? You want to stay on the couch and watch Fresh Prince?
She did say that.
I was like, you should stay on the couch and watch Fresh Prince.
It's going to be the episode.
That's one thing. Sorry, I know we're going to Flurgans.
Why do you want me?
But no, that was the one thing I felt was kind of forced sometimes. Like sometimes it was cool, sometimes it wasn't. But like the insertions of the 90s.
Yeah,
it was pretty up.
Like sometimes I was down, but then other times I was like, this is not the time.
Yeah, like again, this movie had a lot to do.
Blockbuster.
It had a lot to do. This movie had a lot that it had to do.
Yo, damn, I didn't want to go here either. But I'm surprised that two indie filmmakers couldn't make this white lady more interesting.
But indie films don't make white people more interesting.
Yes, they do.
No,
Lady
they
Bird
don't.
Or Lady Bird.
That doesn't make them more interesting. It just makes you realize that they've got nuance.
How about we just look at it like this? Marvel, which is not indie, but I get what you're saying. Marvel needed to make. I feel they needed to make this character more interesting because it's not like she's not their first female hero.
Oh, no.
They have plenty others, and all of them are a lot more interesting.
I'm taking it beyond.
But Carol is strong. That's the main thing.
I'm taking it beyond the character and into behind the camera.
Because he had an issue with the writing.
It seemed to me that people behind the camera didn't get it. Like there was a writing team who maybe didn't get what they were with. Like they didn't get it.
I think they wanted a team that was gonna be able to land the really strong, positive female.
I'm talking about everything else. Thing. Well, I'm talking about all the other things. So like picking celebrities or Celebrity Me by Courtney Love. That was a terrible song to use as the end of the. I was like, what? It's like a completely just thematic miss. Because it was a woman.
The soundtrack wasn't that great.
I was like, what are we doing here?
They tried to do like a Guardians type of thing.
Yes,
and
they were super.
They went like a fourth of the way.
One of the writers, one of the main writers was the co-writer of Guardians 1.
So like even before ratings, let's talk about the end credit thing because that goes into it, and this goes to
wait ratings first.
Really, even before the end credit?
Because the end credit is our last thing.
You're right. So rating Flurgans. For me. 7.7, 7.8.
Oh, that's
7. I can't go 7.5 because that's pretty much the same thing I gave Aquaman for me after 2.5 viewings. It went up from a 65 to a 70-ish.
What did I give Aquaman? I don't know.
You gave it like a 4 or 2.
So
I was like, no rating.
So for me, this movie was like a 7.5, 7. Well, definitely wasn't an 8. Not their best, not their worst. But it was what it was. I'm more interested to see what they do with her going forward.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I feel like that is actually what I gave Aquaman, but they're entirely two different movies.
You did not give Aquaman a fucking 7.
Maybe I gave it a 6.
I guarantee you.
Check the tapes.
I gave it a 3, so you couldn't have been much further away.
You
Maybe
gave it like
a
a
5.
You gave it like a 4.
It was a movie as well.
Christian, look up the fucking.
It was.
I give it a 7 because I felt like it was just a classic origin story, and I wanted a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also gave
Out
it a
of the
7.
characters.
I also gave it a 7. It was, in fact, a movie.
Did it feel like to y'all like a Marvel Phase 1 movie? More so than a Marvel Phase 3 movie?
Yes.
It did.
It reminded me of Thor. Thor 1 and Thor 2 put together.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it had a lot.
Because it wasn't an Iron Man one. Iron Man one.
No,
that shit was
phenomenal.
transcendent.
Thor 1 was cute, but
Right.
it was dry.
It was
but it had
story.
Loki and Thor.
Right.
And then Thor
Loki
2
was the best part.
had Infinity Stone.
Had Kat Dennings.
But yes. Yes, nailed it. It was like those two things put together.
And
It's true.
Malekith.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'll
God bless Christopher
it was so
Eccleston.
that we can get to Endgame. You know what I mean? It was so that we can have this strong character.
But it's clear that they want her to. I mean, she's going to be the centerpiece probably.
Yeah.
Of everything going forward. She's very strong.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm fine with it because I feel like there's definitely room for her to grow.
The question of how strong they're going to make her be, and after this movie, they make it very clear that a fleet is light work.
Mm-hmm.
Like spaceships.
Like fun.
Shit is
like
light.
she clapped her hands and Ronan was like, all right, we out.
Yeah, Ronan dipped.
All right.
Ronan dipped.
We're going to take a quick break. So you can, go get some ice cream.
Yeah.
Maybe
there
bubble
is ice cream.
tea. There is ice cream.
Actually, we have ice
You guys
cream.
wanna
We have
get
ice cream.
ice cream.
I want bubble tea.
I do. Bubble tea is closed. But we'll be right back. So, I mean, if you can get bubble tea, go get that. Drink it in our
Tell
honor.
me about it in the comments.
Okay. And we're back. Hello, everyone. I hope you got the ice cream and the bubble teas.
I don't, because I didn't get any, so fuck y'all.
I mean, we can go get some.
And the viewership leaves.
The reason we all went to see Captain Marvel was because there's an end credit
The
scene.
only reason.
I mean, that's why I
only
went
reason.
to the movie. I was like, you know what happens? They're going to tell us more about Endgame.
And they did.
They did.
They told us Captain Marvel will be in Endgame, which we knew already.
I
knew
wasn't
that.
super excited about that end credit scene.
I
I was waiting on it.
I was wild.
I
That
was
was
waiting
I
on
was.
that was everything.
When it came though, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too like.
You know why I was excited though? Because so the end credit scene, it shows bearded Steve,
which got mad woos from the women in the
a lot of
did.
woos, and Mima, who went to see Captain Marvel with me, she goes, "Michael, that's the Captain American." I go, "Yes, that's the Captain American." He goes, "Oh." And I gotta tell you what she said when I asked her. Okay, wait, I'll get to that. But anyway, it shows bearded Steve, blonde, no red dye in the hair, Natasha Romanoff,
I know.
Bruce Banner's there, Rhodey's there. Who the fuck else was there?
The skipper too.
The skipper.
Yeah, the skipper too. Yeah, okay, all right. So Gulliver's Travels,
Oh, got it.
Gilligan's Island. So they're all together and they got Nick Fury's beeper. and it's attached to like 9 dildos of energy.
Yeah, it is.
9 glass blue glowing dildos of energy.
That's your energy.
How many glass dildos of energy?
How did they even find the pager though?
Well, they probably went to Nick Fury's last known location.
Oh, I guess that's true.
On the ground.
On the ground, yeah.
Down somewhere.
Or maybe, I mean, he trusted Natasha more than most.
Yeah.
It's very possible that she knew a way to track it, or he told her how to track it, or something, or told her of his existence.
Right.
Maybe, whatever. Point is, they found it. They made sure that it kept sending the signal. It stops. Steve is like, turn it back on again, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and Captain Marvel's right there. She goes, "Where's Fury?"
Yeah.
The reason that made me hype was because, like, I was like, "Oh, she already there.
Yep.
Oh,
she gonna be there. We're not wasting time."
Yeah, there's no like.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's
I
already
thought
in the
she was
building.
gonna. Maybe that's why, because I thought she was gonna be there. I was like, obviously he's gonna call her and she's gonna be there.
I'm saying it got me hyped because I'm like, okay, in a 3-hour movie, you're wasting no time. She's there.
She's already here.
So good.
We fighting.
Let's get to it.
Hands stone.
Yes.
Guess so. Yeah.
My name's Carol High Elbow.
My name
is Carol.
There you go.
That shit was, I enjoyed. That was why I came.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it now? 9 glass dildos will do that for you.
9 of them, and
No.
then that was fire. Well, but the best part of that joint for me, and kudos to the sound team on Captain Marvel,
He
is
said you could
the
hear her
whole
coming.
time, like the moment it stops beeping,
Is it rumbling?
It stops going. It's literally like
I don't
you
believe
could hear her
him.
breaking
Oh,
into the atmosphere.
I need to.
And then
I
it
don't
stops.
think it's
See
true.
that again?
No, but
It
then
might be.
because it stops mad abruptly, and you're like, and then they turn around and she's there. I'm like, no fucking way did they just do that.
That's pretty cool.
I gotta watch it
Not
again.
only
I
is
don't
she
think-
like there, like they're at the old Avengers facility.
The upstate jam,
Yeah.
she gets into there.
which is
That's true.
interesting for so many reasons, because they wanted her there. They wanted her and Spider-Man there at the end of Age of Ultron, and there was that's how long they were working on trying to get that character nailed down. I didn't have it yet because there's that whole scene, the Avengers assemble.
Yeah, there were
without
rumors
the
that they
assemble.
wanted to.
But there was room for Spider. They showed a whole animatic. There was room for Spider-Man on this side, and Captain Marvel coming. Anyway, so it was dope to see her there. She in the building. Love that part.
Yeah.
I just had like the craziest thought. It has no like connection, but like sorry.
No.
You know, like Miles Morales. Like, wouldn't it be cool if one of the dimensions was like the real world and he just pops up and like Avengers like, I heard one of your Spider-Mans was gone, and he's like a real
I
person.
heard one of y'all's Spider-Mans is gone, coño.
Yeah. And then he's like a real.
Dímelo.
He's real. He comes through to the and he's
I
real.
heard one of your Spider Hombres was gone.
That would be
cool?
hilarious. But you got to have a bacon, egg, and cheese and Tim's on.
Yes. I mean, I'm fine with that. I know it's not gonna happen, but wouldn't that be really cool?
I wish I had a camera on me, Ma, yesterday when we were leaving the place, and I go, "Did you like that movie? Yeah. Did you like it more than Aquaman? No. Her face. Okay, that's her face. And then I go, but like, if Aquaman and Captain Marvel got into a fight, who do you think will win? And she, she's thinking, and she goes, I will have to say that she will win. I was like, yeah, I know that was hard for you. She goes, yeah, she would be his ass. I was like,
I think there's no question to that one.
we live in a world where Brie Larson would kick
Jason
Momoa's
Momoa's
ass,
I would
according to
love
my mom.
See that actually.
That's the world we live in right now.
Yeah, that's it.
It's our world.
Agreed.
It's our world.
Lord.
Mm.
Oh, we didn't even mention. How could we fucking not mention this? And we should have probably mentioned this in the non-spoiler review because or hint at it. That fucking opening. We got the Stan Lee.
Oh my god. That was the best thing I've ever seen.
The montage of all his
his
cameos.
All his cameos in the Marvel sign thing.
Marvel Studios logo.
That was pretty fucking sweet.
I legit got up and was like, the movie's over. This was the best
Roll
part
credits.
of the entire movie.
That was pretty.
Oh my god.
I teared up a little. I was like, oh, they caught me off guard. I was like, damn, B.
I thought they were just gonna do like one picture, and then when it kept going, I was like, "Oh, they're really doing
it was him and him and him and him
and all of him.
And then also
him with Robert Downey Jr. and one of them on the set photo.
yeah, that was nice
so
too.
many.
But like, you want to go crazy meta with it, and like for people that are eagle-eyed, he makes a cameo in the movie.
He
Yeah.
does.
She sees him on the train.
Yeah,
as one of
yeah.
the people she's checking to see if
He's
they're
like
scroll.
reading a script.
He's reading Mallrats.
Okay, so he's reading.
Oh, because of his cameo.
Yeah, but here's the crazy shit. In Mallrats, he plays himself.
Yeah.
In Mallrats, he makes reference to Hulk and Spider-Man and other characters.
Yeah.
The movie takes place in the 90s.
He's on his way to the set.
How does Stanley know about characters who haven't been introduced in the MCU while he's in the MCU? Like, he transcends time. He is the time stone. He shouted out.
He was reading Mallrats?
Yeah.
Yes. He's saying that.
I didn't know what he was saying. I was like, what is he saying?
This is like 20 years before Spider-Man is born. You know what I'm saying? Like in the MCU.
Yeah.
But he mentions him in the Mallrats. So what the fuck?
So,
Kevin Smith, what do you know?
That is the best.
What does Jay know?
Why is Bob quiet?
Because he knows all the Phase 4 movies.
Damn.
They're in his trench coat.
That was a great moment.
Yeah.
I forgot about that moment too.
But that fucked my mind,
I was
though.
like,
when I saw that, I was like,
I mean, my mind is blown right now because I was just like, oh, cute.
yo, he's the watcher, man. He's the watcher.
He's the man on the wall.
He is, he's the fucking wall. And the dragon that brings it down.
Wow. Well, I was going to say, let's do some nerdspiracy theories.
Sorry.
And now I'm just thinking about so many things.
Jumped the Meg, jumped the gun, jumped everything.
Jump the lead.
I mean, I don't even really have any nerdspiracy theories. I just want to see the movie at this point. I just want to see Endgame.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
With a bag of drugs.
I want to be numb.
Isn't that what Santa is? No. For some people.
It's candy, kids. It's eating candy.
I mean, how do you think that she's gonna defeat him? Besides,
I don't think. Wait.
Yeah, she's not gonna defeat him. It's gonna be like a thing.
Team effort.
Loki's gonna show up as a frost giant.
Stop
Loki
it.
is dead, and we all need
Frost
to
giants
that.
don't die.
He's dead.
Listen, he has a series coming up. So we don't know what that is.
How I Met My Brother.
He has one. He has one and Scarlet Witch. So something's afoot.
Before
or
he
breath.
died.
How's
Thanos gonna be defeated? If he will be defeated at all?
Why is Carol gonna be the one?
She's fucking brolic.
That whole scene where all 10 of them were trying to like take him down and they're able to like barely get the glove.
They'd be in her way.
Right. She'd be like, "Excuse me, I'll take."
Yeah, I got this.
Don't let me call the manager.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see more of her to really believe. I think.
You do.
Like, I believe she's powerful. I get that. I see it.
Listen.
I just don't see how.
All right, so you have to look at Marvel. This is how a lot of nerds argue who be who. We talk about like feats, shit that they've done.
Yeah.
Within the universe and the sphere of the narrative
of what they've done. Yeah.
In the MCU, we've seen Hulk do amazing things strength-wise.
Yeah.
We've seen Thor do things supernatural. We have seen Tony take out Middle Eastern armies, terrorist 10-ring armies and shit like that. Right? We've seen that. We've seen them fight a space fleet of Thanos' war dog thingies. Mm-hmm. Carol took out, essentially, in the 90s, an entire Kree fleet on her own. Like, with no weapons. She is the fucking weapon. That is a feat that in the MCU, no one has even gotten close to that. Yeah. Except maybe Doctor Strange. And doing crazy shit. Yeah. But no one has done anything like that.
I guess it's true.
One v a million?
Yeah.
I think about it too big, I guess. I'm like, in the world of all superheroes. No. I think about like all the superheroes.
But that's not what the MCU is trying to do. All they said was she's going to be the strongest for them.
You keep that scope. That's healthy for you to have. Yeah. It keeps us balanced.
I'm like, there's so
and that'll come in handy when we say, can she beat Superman?
Right.
Right.
Because I don't know. She can't beat Superman.
Really?
No.
Oh, well, she's not bulletproof.
She shouldn't be able to.
No.
You know what it is? It's about prep time.
Superman don't need no prep time.
That's just what it is.
That's the problem with Superman. He's just not beatable.
I remember somebody was saying that it's the fact that he can read as fast as he can, which means he could be smarter than anyone at any given point.
He's mad smart. People underestimate how smart he is.
Right.
Superman?
Yes,
yeah, he builds robots. Yeah, Batman's a scientist. Superman, not so much.
Right.
But he builds robots.
I think. I'm trying to answer your question, honestly.
Oh. I've given up on all I can think about Stan Lee.
That's how it happened. No,
I think she's going to headbutt the shit out of Thanos at some point.
I think so. That would be fire with the helmet.
And then half the other population dies, too.
She's going to punch him so hard.
It's going to be about the Soul Stone. It's not going to be about anything. It's not going to be about anything other than the Soul Stone.
Do y'all
it might
think
be an Adam Warlock situation?
Do y'all think that Thanos will be killed?
Hell no.
How?
So he loses without dying?
Yep.
They
Okay.
blind him and cut off his hands.
The last thing you want is Thanos to be blind.
Yep.
They cut off his hands.
No. Someone that evil, blindness will just encourage them. Look at Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Matt Murray.
He had to move to Brooklyn.
Thanos will come back in a blue do-rag like...
We can't spread this rumor that the Netflix Marvel heroes got gentrified out. We can't do that.
Obviously. That's
He lives in Jersey now.
Their Carol was making bank. She was good writing them articles. You know? She was paying 3 rents. She was living good.
Maybe we don't need to guess what happens because we will see it in like T-minus 20 days or some shit.
2 months. 2 months.
2 months.
It's like tomorrow it's coming out.
No, but
so.
Shazam is coming out tomorrow.
Yep.
Segue.
Is it really like next week? Was it?
It comes out April 5th.
April 5th.
Oh, yeah.
I'm segueing.
Oh, I'm segueing.
Yes.
We don't have segues.
Yes, we do. No. What's gonna
just
make
carols.
What's gonna make more money?
I know. I was just like moved on from it. I'm like,
Do you okay? How about
no? We can talk about
Shazam's gonna make more money.
What's
do you
gonna make
want
more money?
Shazam to make more money than this movie?
Do I want Shazam to make more money? Than
Yes.
this?
Do you want it to?
I think that I don't really care.
Oh well.
We know someone who's
Shut it down.
We know someone who's seen the actual movie
That
already.
was the sound of me ripping my 2 Nerds and an Actor shirt for the
And,
non-video.
It sounds like it's a kids movie.
Yeah, it does.
So
It does.
I think that I can't even tell how much Captain Marvel is actually gonna make. I don't even know.
It'll make like $200 million this weekend.
Yeah, I think Shazam will make more money because it's a more focused and targeted audience. At least in my opinion. Kids, you can't lose.
It's a more focused movie too.
Yeah, true. I think the similarities in their names and the politics of the time is going to make it. This might be the first two Marvel DC movies that makes it that we don't care anymore. Which Marvel or like that people
Or
that the rivalry starts to maybe.
You realize they do two different things.
I want them all to be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think what Zachary Levi
I would like to see good movies. That's
and
what
Patty
I want.
Jenkins had to say in response to Rotten Tomato Gate. Pretty much is
Tomato Gate.
Too many gates.
too many gates.
I
I think this might be a turning point.
So you
I think Shazam's gonna make more money though.
You think it's gonna make more money? I think
Because
Shazam.
of Aquaman.
It's because it's intentionally funny. It's a comedy.
I think Shazam will make more money too.
I heard the action's not that great though.
Well,
It won't have to be.
we'll see. I think it'll make more money as well, only because Captain Marvel is like the setup movie,
Right.
It's the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I hope they both make a lot of money. It would be great if they both made like almost the same amount of fucking money, because that'll send a message to folks like stop hating.
doing this.
Word, just do this.
Just if you enjoy a movie, go watch it.
Point
Why
blank.
shit on it before you watch it? Like, just chill. No, I'm not gonna cop out. I think Shazam is gonna make more money as well. Worldwide, I think it will,
Yeah.
because I think it might be. I don't know if Captain Marvel, if this movie is gonna be able to find the same audience like that, like Wonder Woman did worldwide. I don't think it will.
Yeah.
I don't think it will.
I don't think so either.
Even though
The soundtrack alone.
I don't know if we're not gonna do it now. I don't think so. But like, which was the better film, Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel? That discussion is gonna be had by people, unfairly or fairly. It will.
I didn't care for Wonder Woman. So.
Yeah, I think the highs of Wonder Woman were higher than any point that Captain Marvel hit for me, but I think Captain Marvel was a better movie.
Yeah,
But
quality.
barely.
Yeah.
But like barely.
Yeah.
That's
It
my
was
take
a better
on
movie as movies go.
it. Yeah, but
like,
Captain Marvel's not gonna make Wonder Woman movie though. Money is not
No.
If they
gonna.
just switched stunt doubles, it'd have been epic.
I don't think he's gonna make that kind of money though.
No.
But we'll see. And not to be fair, Wonder Woman's a way bigger character,
Far more popular.
way more notable.
Kelly Sue DeConnick is the reason. A recent writer is how she became Captain Marvel.
Right, and you can argue there's a lot of fans that are more into Miss Marvel right now than Captain Marvel in the comics.
It's doing like new stuff right now.
So I mean, hard sell, but we're not stuck with her. I don't want to say that.
No.
She's gonna be around though.
I think they're gonna.
She's gonna be around.
Like I said, there's room to grow, and I think that's the important thing. It's like we're trying to go into a new phase of the MCU. It's like there's so much more you can do with the character, and I hopefully they do that, because right now she's like
maybe all this time away, there's been almost 30 years, whatever, in the MCU from when we saw her now or whatever. Maybe she's loosened up a bit and she's a little different. We'll see.
We will see.
Well, on that note, I guess Shazam's going to make more money because Aquaman was beloved by all types of people.
It was.
So I think everyone's going to flock to Shazam because they're going to be like,
I hope Shazam is good. I hope it's good and that, it deserves them whatever money it makes. That's what I hope.
Well, thank you, everyone, for sticking with us. And those of you who are seeing our beautiful faces, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, subscribing,
sharing.
Hopefully. We're on everything now. We're on Spotify.
We're on almost everything.
We're on everything.
We're still not in Blockbuster, on the shelves of Blockbuster.
On Blockbuster, doing Blockbuster things in Blockbuster.
Yeah.
But last time at Blockbuster, they should have called that movie Blockbuster.
I mean, it'll be a Blockbuster. The theater was full when I went. Was the theater full when you went?
There's only one Blockbuster that exists.
Yeah, still, right now.
It got all the money from that movie. They said it like 80 times. I was like, I get it. There's a Blockbuster. No one else in this movie theater knows what the fuck a Blockbuster is.
Listen, do they even make Infinity War on VHS? Imagine having to rewind The Lord of the Rings.
Oh my word.
You need a turbo rewinder, like the little car one.
The one that's just a rewinder.
Yes.
We're showing our age now.
You used to have to do that. You rent them and then you're like, okay, put in the tape rewinder.
They were referencing shit in that Captain Marvel movie that I was like, yeah, I remember that.
I'm just saying. We watched this show, which maybe we'll talk about it next episode, Pen 15. It is possibly the best show on television.
That's not the first time you've heard that here, folks. But she's never been wrong. She's never been wrong.
I've been pretty good. No, I'll say real quick, and maybe we'll cut this out, but
I'm listening.
Who knows? Pen 15 is a story of two girls, like their middle school experience, like they're going into 7th grade in, the 90s. Or no, it's 2000 actually.
Oh, God.
So they're going to middle school in 2000, but this is the best part. The two people who wrote and created the show are starring as themselves. So they're 30-year-old women playing their 12-year-old selves with a bunch of other 12-year-olds.
That sounds awkward as fuck.
It is the most awkward
There's another
thing.
show like that, though, where there's a guy who he sometimes he's in high school as a girl. It's a comedy. It might be British. I'll get the
that
name of it.
makes sense.
I've seen like meme pictures and stuff of it. It's a show. It's a grown ass man who's also
playing. Oh my God, it's so good.
It's mad awkward.
And
I'll find it.
My friend, Liz, she was like, you have to watch this show because there's literal things that happen in the show that happened to me. They're exact things.
Yeah.
And I was watching it like.
That's funny.
I was like, no.
Very awkward premise.
It is very awkward.
It's mad awkward.
But yeah, it's basically like a real life Big Mouth from a girl's perspective. It's really good. But anyways, wait, why did I bring that up?
That in itself was kind of like
the 90s.
Right, that's what brought that
So
up.
that's why, because it was a perfect depiction of like 90s to 2000s. Spice Girls and all.
Well, there's a lot to look forward to in April.
Yeah. Oh my God, we have to do like an episode a day.
A lot happening, so
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Shazam.
Endgame. Us.
Lord. Oh,
Us is coming out soon.
Attack on Titan season 4.
Shut up. That's not coming.
No,
for
actually,
10 more
season
years.
3.
Season 3 part 2.
Yeah, season
10
3 part 2.
more years.
No, it's coming out.
When does
end of
Spider-Man
April.
come out?
Spider-Man comes out in May.
Damn.
Yo, that's fast. Didn't they like just wrap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, shit.
Been
People
wrapped.
working on a clock.
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, this was fun.
Thanks. Catch us time.
Yeah.
Word. Holler at us in the comments, people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. Oh, yo, shout out to people with the flu.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I know
man.
a bunch of
My
people.
dad had the flu.
Shout out to people who beat the flu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we beat this shit out
Our
of the
friend's
flu.
entire family had the flu. They had to go to the hospital because they have a tiny baby. It was scary.
Yeah, take care of yourselves, people.
Word.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.
Leaders.
Peace out.